I never seen it happen before. You know, and in my situation, I always looked at jail time like, man, that's all a part of the game. Like you in there, you out of there, and you right back to it. You know, but this particular time, it was like, nah, like 25 to life, like I'm over with. You know what I'm saying? At the age that I'm at, and I'm thinking like, if I get the lease, which is 25, what's gonna happen when I come home?
What's going on, world? Welcome back to another edition Built by the Red Stick. It's your favorite duo since I messed it up.
No, you did. No, you did. Go ahead. Don't get nervous now. Don't get nervous now.
It's your favorite duo since Jordan and Kerr on Built by the Red Stick.
Who y'all think Jordan is? Don't talk about.
We're presented by Elevate Treatment and Legacy Center. Coming to y'all every Friday. It's your boy Michael Oakley, the one, the only, Ronnie Leduff.
Yes, sir.
We got a banger.
Man, look. Bro, we didn't had some high profile people in here, bro.
Dude, we're killing it.
We told
them the new year.
We told them. But the person that we got in here today, man, look, does the word superstar ring a bell? You know what I'm saying? A legend. You know what I mean? You might have heard him on songs like Superstitious. You know what I'm talking about? You might have heard him on the Hard Body Freestyle. He done been in them people's streets, now he in them people's gym. You know what I'm talking about? He done went from gaining weight to gaining weight.
Yes, sir.
Man, we got Percy Keith. In the Built by the Red Stick building, man, we gotta give him a hand clap, bro.
Really in the building, man.
Man.
That's a fire introduction.
Hey,
Goat, dude. I alley-oop for the introduction every time.
hey, before we get started, bro, and I just want to say this for the people, like we just talked about off camera, you know, if you from Baton Rouge, you know Percy Keith. You've seen his name in the papers, but for all the bad stuff, you know, not once have people seen all the good stuff that you have been doing. And I just want to give you your flowers on camera in front of everybody. You know what I mean? That's not being fanned out. That's just from one man to another man, a young black man to another young black man. Like, but you the reason why I went and got my test levels tested. You know what I'm talking about? Like, I've been taking my health serious, even though my wife be on me too. But it's fire to see that, man, to see where you came from, where you at now. And the world deserves to see it, bro.
I appreciate it, bro. It's really my intent to do just what you just said, just based off of what I experienced with run-ins with the law, then having that wake-up moment and realizing that life, you know, you can serve a purpose. And if you would have been presented, you know what I'm saying, with a certain situation to where your voice is heard, you kind of like held by responsibility to do the right thing.
Facts.
You feel where I'm at? If not, then it's going to come a time to where you didn't do the right thing, and with age come wisdom, you know, and you're going to look back at your actions that's going to be filled with current regret. And I'm trying to avoid that. You know what I'm saying?
Bro, that's so fire. That's exactly why we had to have him on, bro.
And you talking about purpose and passion and all of that stuff. One of my favorite little sayings that we say all the time is when the right person's purpose meets their passion, we become unstoppable.
Yeah, man.
And so, you know, kind of just getting into it, first things first, tell us a little bit about you. Like, of course, you're from, you know, Baker area or Baton Rouge.
Shout out them Buffaloes, baby.
Yeah. I lived in Baker for a majority of my life.
Okay.
But I did a lot of ripping and running in South Baton Rouge. As far as what I done been, my life, man, I don't feel like it's anything special. You know what I'm saying? Like, what people consider accolades, I don't look at it like that. Not like I'm trying to be humble or that's the persona that I'm trying to portray as a humble guy. That's not the case. It's like when people congratulate me on things that I done, in my mind, that's things that I've done.
Right.
You know, I'm gonna probably be fixated on something that I'm trying to do, something I'm trying to accomplish with a future success. You see what I'm saying? To where if you get caught up celebrating on your past successes, like you can get your judgment of yourself can get clouded.
Yep.
You see what I'm saying? Like you can get so hyped up and believing like, okay, I'm up now to where you're not even putting in the work to remain up or go farther up.
Yo.
You know? But I played basketball back in high school. It was very promising, but my interest was like what any other teenager interest would be, you know, like the things that allure to you. Yeah. And that shit just caught me and trapped me. And that's when I had a lot of run-ins with the law, like in and out of jail. I ended up doing like 12 to 13 years altogether, in and out. The longest time I did at one time was 5 years. And I didn't learn my lesson from that, you know, constantly doing illegal activities, and I was getting better and better at it, but it always ended up, with jail, like playing a game of Monopoly. Like, you can go around it, you can accumulate shit, but for me, it's like that go to jail card, like it was in every hand I was dealt. Right. And the last time I had a run in with the law, man, it was kind of like some zone type shit, man. By being in and out of prison, especially sitting in holding, like in parish prison or waiting trial, you see a lot of people face, circumstances. And some things you see, some things you don't see. And the last time I went to prison, something happened to me that I'd never seen before. The charges that I got charged with was, they was pretty intense to where the federal government picked the charges up. And while I was sitting for to get sentenced, because they hadn't came to that to where I knew how much time I was getting. I was looking at 25 to life. I was just waiting on the judge for look at my arrest record to see how he was going to sentence me, because they go by certain guidelines in federal penitentiary. And while I was waiting for that, man, the officers that arrested me, they got charged with corruption. So that compromised every case that they was involved in. And all the officers that was accused of corruption, it consisted of the entire arresting crew that arrested me. So that freed not just me, but like 1,600 more people, on drug cases. And I never seen that happen before, And in my situation, I always looked at jail time like, man, that's all a part of the game. Like, you in there, you out of there, and you right back to it, But this particular time, it was like, nah, like 25 to life, like I'm over with. You know what I'm saying? At the age that I'm at, and I'm thinking like, if I get the least, which is 25, what's gonna happen when I come home?
Still coming out to a whole new world.
Yeah. Right. That's even if I make it home.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So when I got released from that, man, it told me up mentally so much to where I wasn't myself for like 6 months. I was trying to figure life out, thinking about going the route that I always went to. But just the thought of it gave me so much paranoia. Not like from the police, but just like in life in general. Because I'm like, man, like I just had like a blessing happen to me.
Mm-hmm.
Like if I push this any farther, like what I'm gambling with then? I just gamble with my life. Like what's next? And you know what was in the game? It ain't just, you sell drugs, you end up going to jail. Like somebody will kill you.
Yep.
Facts.
Especially down here.
Right.
That's wild.
Yep.
So that led me to look at life, from a different standpoint. And you'll think that this shit was leading up to me, like, let me go in the gym, and it didn't happen like that. Like I ended up getting sick as hell. And I think it came from stress, man, because the doctors never told me what it came from. But I had started getting like some type of acid reflux every morning, or what brushing my teeth made me nauseated. Like I wouldn't be straight unless I vomit and get it out of my system before I could proceed with my day. But that shit caught up with me, and I ended up in the ICU for like 2 weeks. And when I came home, I couldn't eat no food because my throat was raw from so much vomiting.
Mm-hmm.
So I was eating bland food. Then I started eating healthy foods because I didn't know what caused me from being sick. And my body just went to transforming just from me eating different foods. Like my core started to like get small as hell. I started seeing lines coming in my obliques. I didn't know what that was. So I was like, man, I'm about to take advantage of this. I'm about to get in the gym and I'm about to train correctly. Like all the exercises that I neglected, I'm finna do them. I'm finna even do cardio. And I did it. In 3 months, I had to lost 40 pounds. People in the gym was asking me, was I a trainer? So me being me, I'm like, let me see how much trainers make. And when I seen it, I was like, God damn, what do I need to do to become a trainer? I seen I need to get certified, so I went through the National Academy of Sports Medicine, took the coursework, failed the test, went to a different certification company, got certified on the first passing because the NASM exam, that's the hardest one. Yeah, man, and shit. In less than 6 months, man, I had been approached by a professional bodybuilding coach, and he put me on point on what bodybuilding was and said I have a potential of being successful at it. And a week after I talked to him, man, not knowing nothing about bodybuilding, I had to compete in my first show and placed second in 3 different categories.
Seen that.
Yeah, so I was like, man, like this, and the people that's a part of the organization, bro, the National Physique Committee, they so welcoming. It was the opposite of what I was expecting. I'm thinking like, man, I'm finna get judged off of who I am. I hope these people don't know who I am.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And that wasn't the case. It was like they knew who I was, and they were like, come on in. So I was like, man, this fitness business is, not only is it like financially lucrative, it's filled with positivity, And how many people that I have approach me in public, how many people that I see on my, or specifically my TikTok. They got this one guy named Floyd Grant. He watched my content. I never coached him. I never DM'd him or anything. I always communicate with him through live streams or through messages on a video that I done posted.
Right.
And I followed him. Man, he told me in a live stream that he listened to my advice, decided to take action, and it worked for him. But I didn't expect to see he had lost damn near 100 pounds.
That's awesome.
You know?
Talking to him the other day on
Yeah,
the
man.
man.
Right, and he just one of the people who done told me, man, your information helped me, So I think it's a beautiful thing, man. That's pretty much, my life in a nutshell, how I had them transformed into today.
So I got the honor of doing some time with you before. Like I said, I was a square. He probably don't remember that. I was in the F building. You was you was the hall man.
Oh yeah.
You had the long Puerto Rican looking hair, and you had that long straight hair. And so what you think internally, led up to that person before you was the hall man? Like just growing up, like did you ever feel like different? Like, now you probably thought, maybe found out you maybe had some depression or anxiety. I don't know. I'm not trying to diagnose you, but like, what was it? Anything particular that happened then before that time that you could say led up to those decisions?
Not really, man. Like just being influenced by what everybody else influenced by, rap music, the street life, and sports. Like that's the things that, young black men gonna idolize because that's the portrayal of success that we get presented with. Like we don't get presented with famous, trending, cool ass doctors.
Right.
Yeah.
Lawyers, they got hella fast swag deep in their bag. Those people exist. Like they live in nice houses, drive nice cars, have beautiful families. You know what I'm saying? But for some reason, they don't get put on a pedestal. So we don't get to idolize them and want to mimic them. We get presented with things that have a very low success rate, and it's dangerous if you try to pursue these things, especially sports. Because once you realize that you don't have what it takes or it don't happen for you, you're probably like a young adult male. Now you have to develop new dreams, get over the fact that your dreams have been crushed, find a job or education if you did what you're supposed to do in school. And then the other alternative is selling drugs, because that's the other famous people that we see.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
That's so real, bro.
Right. And then in
Damn, that's real,
2025,
bro.
killers are being, like, you see what I'm saying? Like, now you got to be a killer in order for to reach a certain status of cool.
Yep.
You see what I'm saying? And you have young kids that's actually trying to obtain that. Like, they itching to murder somebody, And that's why the crime rate what it is, man. And that's the things that influence it. That's the things that influence me. So at that age, I wanted to get it on, I wanted to have things.
And you was a good fighter too. I don't know. I'm gonna put it out there. Don't take that humbleness for granted. Now it puts you up.
I always tried to avoid violence though, man, because I felt like
it don't look like it without. You know what I'm saying? What they say, he working with a pal.
Yeah, man. But I always looked at violence like it'll cause unnecessary attention or risk with the wrong people who might be related to the wrong people that you might end up having to do business with.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
That's
Absolutely.
real.
That's how I always looked at violence. I always tried to abstain from it,
Yeah.
Which is hard to do in Baton Rouge,
For sure.
Especially when you have friends or associates who done had altercations with other friends and associates. You see what I'm saying? Like, it's very hard to know how to socially maneuver through that and remain neutral.
And while there's a lot of population, everybody who know Baton Rouge know it ain't nothing but a big small town.
Right.
Yeah, everybody.
It ain't nothing but big. So I'll ask you this question with your transition, because I like what you said about the previous accolades. Like, if we rest on that stuff, we lose our drive, we lose our focus on what we can grow and achieve and spread our influence. And so as you have that moment, right, that impactful, whether it be a spiritual moment, emotional moment, whatever it may be, where you're spending pretty much the rest of your adult life or the rest of your life period incarcerated, to something intervening, you get released, you get sick, it teaches you to by circumstance eat healthy, which then all triggers this whole thing where now you're doing what you're doing today. What do you feel has been the biggest transformation for your mental health with the physical health and the growth of being able to be an impact and a positive impact to people sometimes that you've never even met in your life. You know, for example, the guy that you talked about who followed your TikTok lives and lost over 100 pounds. That's a profound impact on somebody's life. That is a beautiful thing, which if it wasn't for social media and people willing to do positive and put positive out there, because so many people want to just hammer on the negativity of what things can be. But, you know, we interviewed a young lady last week who is literally just she didn't even start doing social media until she started telling her story of sobriety and overcoming and stuff like that. And she helps people all the time. Me and Ronnie are trying to spread our message through our platforms and stuff. So what do you feel is that, like, the positivity and the things that it's brought to you to make you feel like a better man?
Well, like I say, man, like reflecting on my own emotions and trying to make, you know, I don't really look at life like that. Like I always look at life like with more room for progression. And I strongly believe, like, if you reflect on who you are on the inside too long, you're going to start to discover some things and it'll warp your perception of who you are. Like, if you look at your flaws too deeply, it'll leave you depressed. If you look at your upsides too strongly, then you'll get a big head and it'll alter your current reality. You see what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
But you do have to reflect. You do have to analyze yourself to see some type of inconsistencies that you might want to improve on to become a better man. You see what I'm saying? But I feel like I can do more. I feel like I can do better. I feel like I could be a better person than who I am at all times. And I'm constantly trying to do that. You see what I'm saying? And to be in that state of mind, I can't look at the good things. You see what I'm saying? I have to focus on the inconsistencies, the things that I need to, you know, correct. And that's pretty much what fitness is.
Right.
You know, you have to honestly look at yourself, analyze yourself, and say, okay, these are the things that I see that I want to improve on. Put a plan intact to be successful at it. And the most important part is to act on that plan. Because a lot of people, they come up with some fire-ass ideas, man. They dwell on them, but they never push the action
Say it
button.
again for the people in the back.
I'm telling you.
Because
Not osmosis.
look, we talk about, you know, so I've worked in the treatment industry of treating substance abuse for almost 9 years now. And what you're saying and the beauty that I find in connection with people is that the people doing the right thing are normally like-minded. No matter what your physical health, I deal with mental health. Ronnie deals with mental health. I work out. I've been analyzing some shortcomings in my area.
I work out because of how he looks sitting over there. But I look like I go to a different type of gym, man.
But that is like, man, that is the beauty and the motivation that drives me and that I try to promote to people is that there's nothing. I feel like I tell people all the time. I feel like the pursuit of more has gotten a bad rap, right? And so like now everybody's like, oh no, you just got to be humble and grateful for where you are. And I like you said, like there is a place where I can be grateful and humble and not, you know, gloat and get a big head about achievements and where I'm at in my life, while still pursuing more with, you know, principles such as honesty and integrity and courage and faith and humility and all of these things. And so like, I'm so glad that you said it because it goes in all facets of life. Like when you see something that you want and you create a plan, that is beautiful. But until you actually put action behind that plan, ain't nothing gonna happen. You're not gonna build the muscle. You're not gonna start to develop the insight of what you want to do is grow. And I find it inspirational that you talk about the aspect of, because me and Ronnie always make reference to it, and it's one of our favorite things about our dynamic is that neither one of us are naive to the backgrounds that we were raised in, right? So I recognize wholeheartedly that I was presented with different opportunities and different role models. And so now I try to like take that and bring it to youth and operate with Ronnie and us come together and talk to younger people and go to schools and talk to people who aren't as fortunate to let them know, because I chose to live the stupid lifestyle, right? It wasn't put in front of me. It wasn't glamour. I had plenty of opportunities of people putting the right role models and just thinking I was cool or thinking I was different and thinking all these things. Like I chose to try. I say try to live that lifestyle. Anytime anything really popped off, I ran back to mama's house. Yeah, look, I'm honest. So like, I find that to be a beautiful thing and so like Ronnie said, because this is my first time meeting you, to watch and know the things that you have been through, and then to see your positivity and the journey that you're on. I just want to congratulate you as well.
Yeah, I appreciate that, man. I appreciate it. I can't really take too much credit as far as like my transition because it wasn't mentally intentional. I didn't say, you know what, it's time for me to change. What I did do, I listened to the universe, I listened to God, you know. And what I mean by that is when, like for an example, when a person asks me, do I personal train? I was with a guy who, you know, seen I was getting in shape, you know, a friend of mine, and he was like, man, I'm trying to get in the gym. I'm trying to get like that, man. What I need to do? And I told him, like, he was like, nah, man, I need to come in there with you. He came. We was working out together, and the owner of the gym at Anytime Fitness, she said, look, you can't personal train people in here. And I'm like, that ain't what I'm doing. She's like, you're not? I'm like, no, like, I don't know nothing about personal training. Like, this a friend of mine. We working out together. She talked, she said, oh, I'm so sorry. You definitely have to look to be a personal trainer. You know, that was God speaking, you know.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have listened, then I would have never sought to see, like, what was the benefits of being a personal trainer. You know, that's how God talked to you. And I did that. When that bodybuilding coach approached me, I'm like, hey, man, I didn't want to be a bodybuilder. I didn't know what bodybuilding was. Only thing I knew about it was that's what Arnold Schwarzenegger used to do.
Mm-hmm.
I never seen a bodybuilding show. I couldn't name a bodybuilder. I didn't know anything about the divisions. But when he asked me, and I had already went down the path of fitness, I was like, man, this might be something that, you know, might be good for me. And all these things that I was presented with, I'm pretty sure like everybody else, when they get spoken to by God, or even when Eva talking to him, because that's how I talk too.
Mm-hmm.
You get presented with options, you know, and then you think about your options, and then when you start to win, that's when your conscience start to kick in. You had a good devil, and you had a bad devil. You had a good angel and that bad devil on your shoulders, both of them talking to you. What mostly guide our decisions, particularly mine, and I'm pretty sure like everybody else, is what people are gonna think about the decision that you make, you know, or what people are gonna think about who you are now. You see what I'm saying? And they have a major impact on the decisions that we make. For me, I was wondering what people are gonna think if they see me on a bodybuilding stage. You know, what are people gonna think if I post this video that's nothing to do with rapping or trapping? It's about how to do a bench press the correct way.
Yeah.
You know, I was like, man, I'm gonna get shunned. I'm gonna get laughed at. They finna troll the shit out of me. And it was the exact opposite, man. Like people was like, man, like, thank you for posting that. Like, man, like, go hard, man. Like, you look amazing. So I was like, shit, like,
Shit.
right. So I was like, the transition really wasn't, it would, you know, the people who support me, man, people who follow me, like, all of them. You see what I'm saying? Like, even the ones who troll me, like, they follow me too. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, it's a beautiful thing, man. And I'm enjoying it. I done had a lot of money before. It don't satisfy you. I'd have been broke as hell before. That for damn sure don't satisfy you. You know what I'm saying? But being up for your family, taking care of yourself, being able to look at yourself in the mirror and smile because you know you done some positive things. You know, that's when you're rich. You know, that's when you successful.
Man, we made reference to it a couple episodes back, but one of my favorite quotes is by Bob Marley. Says, "Some people are so broke, all they have is money."
Yeah,
and the way he broke that down, man, that's exactly how I feel, right? Yeah. Because I'm a marketer for drug and alcohol rehab, and so the main part of my job is getting people help to, you know, help them get off drugs, give them resources. I don't get paid a lot of money to do that, but the feeling I get to see these people in despair and hopeless, get them off the streets or out their mind, wherever the case may be, and then run into them 2 or 3 months later, they productive citizens in society, they went to court, got their rights back to see their kids, they, you know what I mean? And yeah, they supervisors and they at their job, man, don't nothing get me higher than that. That gets me higher than any drug. And so my wife, like I told you, she a personal trainer at Club 4. And so when she broke it down to me like that, because she was like seeing people body transform, like, that's my you. Like, that's me getting how you feel when you get people in rehab. And, like, I know how I feel now because she on me hard. I'm trying to transform right now. I'm in the middle of my transformation process. but I know how I feel about myself, right? Because even at 5 years sober, I still ain't want to look in the mirror. You know what I'm saying? I got a gut, I got fat on my arms, my neck wide, I still ain't want to look in the mirror, and I'm 5 years sober. And so going to the gym and like getting that work in, it does something for my mental health. You know what I'm saying? It makes me feel good about myself. Because it's nothing y'all can tell me to make me feel good about myself. I need to look at that reflection and feel good about that. Right. So seeing you do that and do it good, like I watch, bro, and this is not me fanning out, dude. I watch every video you post. Every video. Man. And you got one of my bros working out with you, Deli. Shout out Deli. That's my dude. He gets shoes from me. Holler at me too about that. I do the shoes too, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, that's fire, bro. And then I see you got the lawn service too. Yeah, so man. You cutting grass, he working. Like everything he do got the something to do with being in shape.
Yeah, cutting grass and getting abs.
Yeah, man, cutting grass and getting abs.
So, and I find it crazy because one of our things that we really like to focus on is how just whether it be our name is built by the Red Stick, right? Because Baton Rouge is what built us through the adversity, through the failures, through the triumphs. But we talk about it on our broader videos and pages and stuff that like everybody is built by something. And one of my favorite things to sit back and see happen in life is no matter what people are going through, whether it be running in the streets and living that lifestyle, or doing drugs, or overeating, or just not happy, or battling with depression, or battling with anxiety. You made reference to it, is like nobody wakes up on like a Tuesday morning and they're like, okay, I'm going to make this change. Normally some type of external situation happens and we're like, okay, and we hear, and like you said, we hear those options, and my God speaks to me the same way that you broke down, right? He'll present something to me, and I'll have that devil come in, and he'll give me, hey, but you could take it the easy way and do this, and then my God's like, no, but if you do this, and then I start thinking about what people are gonna think about it, and blah blah blah, and all those things that you said. But as I choose to take action on that plan to deliver me or bring me to the positivity or whatnot, that external crisis or that external situation creates the internal desire that keeps me going, that keeps that fire burning. Yep. Welcome to Elevate, a place for people like you, built by people just like you.
We're committed to helping all elevate from the destruction of addiction.
I hope I would give somebody who's either new in recovery or that's currently struggling with addiction as today can be the last day, that you struggle the last day, that you wonder how you're going to have to chase down that drink, that fix, whatever the case may be for you.
At Elevate, we embody more than treatment. It's about passion, love, understanding, truly being your partner on your path to recovery.
Our staff treats substance abuse and co-occurring mental health disorders with a multidisciplinary approach to best fit our clients' needs. We all just embrace each other. We genuinely care, check up on each other, and it's not an act. You matter. You're more than what you've allowed yourself to assume you were.
When perseverance, hard work, and dedication meets, success happens.
At Elevate, we have a variety of programs to fit our clients' personal needs, such as intensive outpatient, and the aftercare program.
If you or someone you know is struggling with addiction, give us a call. Elevate. Do more than recover. Leave a legacy. And like you said, whether it be to find my own peace, because through working out or through my sobriety or through helping people, like I find my peace, and then by helping other people find peace, like that helps add peace. And then like you said, like making sure that the monetary thing isn't your sole focus, right? Like you made reference to it. Bodybuilding and or personal training can be financially lucrative, which is a good asset, but that's not your why, right? Your why is what you've so passionately broke down, right, which is the beautiful thing, which is why I said, like, when passion and purpose come together, people who are meant for that shit become unstoppable, and it becomes beautiful. So I'm always intrigued by that aspect of, like, no matter what type of background people come from, like, we can unite together. And that's a message for, like, even a bigger cause. Like, we can all have differences. We can all have different journeys and different goals, but we can still unite together for a more positive outcome.
Facts.
Yeah.
Facts.
Got on a little soapbox there. I
No,
apologize.
that was good. That was good. And so I seen something else that happened. Wasn't in the tabloids. And so even in the midst of you walking in your purpose, you helping, elevate people's lifestyle, a situation happened to you to where you was wrongly incarcerated again for a few days. And so in that situation, did you come out bitter? Did you come out like, hey, you know what, I'm going to show them?
I did. I came out bitter and paranoid because, like when I got released from federal custody, it was due to police corruption.
Right.
They, the charges got completely thrown out, and they released me from out the federal holding facility in West Baton Rouge. And I was home for 3 years. And then one morning, probation and parole had my house surrounded. They actually had the house across the street surrounded. I was getting ready to leave to go to the gym. I come outside, and I'm standing, in my driveway, and I'm looking. I'm thinking, like, should I pull my phone out and make some content? So I'm looking, and I noticed they got me blocked in. So I asked the officer, I said, I could leave, huh? So he looked at me, he turned around and looked at his other officers, and he turned around and upped his AR on me. Like, put your hands behind your back. I said, man, what the hell going on? I said, I want to call them my old lady from outside. It was a wild situation, man. I was in disbelief until I got to central booking because I didn't know what was going on, and they wasn't telling me nothing.
Right.
So when I got there, that's when they said, Joe, I owe DOC time, and I was kind of confused on that, like how. A probation and parole officer came see me and said that by me violating myself that I wasn't supposed to be released. And I was trying to make the case that, look, the charges got thrown out, even the arrest. Like, the parole officer came see me because I was arrested. The arrest technically didn't happen, so our meeting should have never happened, regardless if I violated myself or not. They wasn't trying to hit it. And at the time, most of my live streams, the conversation will get guided from health and fitness toward something a little bit more deeper, like what's holding the black community back? Like, what's making young black males feel like it's okay for to sell drugs? You see what I'm saying? Like, what's influencing them? Like, what's the system designed like? What's the success rate? You feel what I'm saying? How are we being tricked into believing that these are the things that we should want for ourselves?
Right.
Don't nobody grow up from birth knowing what a drug dealer is.
Right.
We don't get taught that. And you'll think that upon appearance, like first appearance, you can see, okay, this is not something I want to do. Like, this person's life is constantly in danger. Their freedom is constantly in danger. You see what I'm saying? But that don't get highlighted. It get glorified. How do we get convinced of that? Like, where the good things in life? Why are we not seeing it? Those are the things that I was talking about, and I was getting banned on my live streams when I speak on topics like that with good language, not saying anything hurtful to anybody. You can get on there, you can say nigga all day, but the moment you say something toward uplifting, it was like, I'm getting banned. And I had an officer come to me in Central Booking and say, P, man, I watch your TikToks, man. He say, man, I know you ain't in here for nothing crazy. You don't think it's for nothing that you done said on your live? And I was like, man, like, bro, you done increased my paranoia now, man. But the judge, they had a judge, my lawyer, Ronnie Messina, he talked to a judge.
Shout out Ronnie Messina.
Yeah, the judge gave me credit for time served for the 3 years that I was home, so I ended up having to do 2 days.
Yeah.
And they let me out. So they put me back on parole from April up to December of last year. And it kind of like threw me off because I'm like, damn, man, like, I'm doing the right shit. Y'all got me on parole. My parole officer telling me everything I can and can't do. And I'm sitting here listening to this shit because I'm like, knowing like I've been living my life like I have been on parole.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't been breaking the law. I haven't been getting high. I smoke a little weed, but not to the point to where, not to the point to where I failed a drug test. She gave me a drug test and I passed it. I had only been, without smoking them for like about 6 days from being in the parish. But bitter, kind of, for like the first 2 or 3 days, I felt like I had got robbed. Or I felt like, somebody told on me or something. Like, it's an icky feeling, kind of like feeling like been cheated on. Like, you feel like the dumb one. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's how I felt. And then I started to look at things from a different outlook. I was like, wait a minute, this might be an opportunity for me to put my focus on something else because I had to pay parole fees, so I had to, prepare for that. So I was like, maybe I might need to shift my focus on something different. I logged off social media. I put my focus on my landscaping business, and things started turning good for me to where I was picking up, big contracts, and pretty much That's important when you're doing landscaping. Instead of doing just residential stuff and you get
big
that commercial
contracts,
work.
where is that?
Right. I got a job with the city of Baker, a contract with the city of Baker, doing some cleanup work, some landscaping work on Highway 19, and another big contract out there in St. Gabriel, taking care of like a 5-acre block of apartments. And it's been pretty dope. So
I'll ask this because, you know, when we started this, our biggest thing was that we weren't going to shy away from anything, and we were going to put everything on the table. And since you brought it up, it's very intriguing to me because I recognize it.
The N word. No, I'm joking. Go ahead, bro. I'm sorry, that was a joke. Go ahead, man.
I fucking hate you. So, all three of us, you know, our Baton Rouge and surrounding area where we've done dirt in Baton Rouge and now positivity in Baton Rouge, and we've probably all met thousands upon thousands upon thousands of people, and we've also all recognized the good that our community can be, right? Yet there seems to be so much turmoil in Baton Rouge with the violence and the murders and the poverty and the lack of the police corruption. That doesn't make us as frontline news as some of the other shit they try to project, but that's neither here nor there. We'll get off onto a tangent on that. What do you think is something that either A, can be done to try to like reach some of our youth, or B, I know what do you think is the reason that we keep using propaganda and promoting, you know, drug dealing and violent crimes and all of that? Like,
that's the definition of cool right now, you know. And it's not like something that could be done on a scale of a city. It has to be something that's done nationwide. You know what I'm saying? Like, particularly in America, because Americans, like, we lead the fashion world, like the things that's trending. Like, if it's cool, it probably got originated in the U.S. And if we don't have someone on a nationwide, on a global level, to get presented, you know, with a positive influence, then it won't trickle down.
Right.
You know, and it's as simple as that. I feel like it's been designed to be the way it is, because at one time it wasn't like that. We had people in the community that was famous, that was positive, that had strong morals, they even dressed with suit and tie.
Right.
Like Malcolm X and Martin Luther King Jr., you know, a list of other ones. But they didn't go to jail for selling drugs. They didn't die old age. Like, they died on a funny style. So there's controversy behind their death, you know, and that made a statement. It might not have been this generation, but it was a generation that was alive and was young and had motion back then that seen this, and that was kind of like, wait a minute. You got to think, like, how many people had a voice and was speaking at that time that was building up influence, had exponential potential to be great, be bigger than MLK or Malcolm X, and seeing what happened to them and was like, oh no, I'm not going to let them murder me.
Yeah.
You know? So how many voices were silenced by that? And then simultaneously, they implemented a new wave of influence. You know, pimps became popular. You see what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Then after that, rap music came out. Bitches ain't shit but hoes and tricks. You know, that became famous, you know. Even then, we had a little brief moment of intellectual rap, fight the power, things of that nature, but that gangster shit got promoted more strongly, and intellectual rap music had died out, you know. And if you look at rap music, because at one point, it was just built around drugs, money, and women. And in the streets, that's what was going on. Like, dudes was getting money, women, and was selling hella drugs.
Yeah.
Then some kind of way it shifted to murder music, you know? And look at the crime rate. You see what I'm saying?
Yep.
If a rapper stopped wearing a certain pair or a certain brand of clothes and an unheard of brand, another rapper gonna wear that unheard of brand. And very shortly, you're gonna be in a club or be in the city streets, and you're gonna see people wearing that brand all of a sudden. So, and it's like that. When a kid see a movie and they doing karate in the movie, man, that kid gonna be jumping off the couch doing cartwheel kicks and stuff like that. And adults, we the same way. We influenced by outside influences. And right now, it's not good. Women learning how to be a partner in a relationship off of insights off of the shade room. You know, dudes emulating. You know, this is all twisted, man. And it's not by our own design. It's not by our own interest. That's not something that we'll pursue to be if left alone.
Right.
You know, we being told this is how you should act. This is how you should dress. If you don't, you're not cool. You know.
So it's bigger than. So you saying the crime and everything, the infestation of everything in Baton Rouge is just a byproduct of what's going on in the world.
Right.
Bro, that's a scary thought.
It is.
That's a scary thought, bro.
Right, because you got to think, like, who influencing people to make these bad decisions? If that's the people that hold the influence, then we need to change the people who had the influence or get the people who had the influence to change the shit that they're influencing about.
Right.
You know? And you can backtrack to, like, who are in control of making these people famous? Who is giving these people these microphones?
Right.
You know? And it's kind of deceiving because you'll think it's the person just accumulated this type of popularity, and that's not the case. You'll think that this person is an artist on record label A, and then TV show B just seen how popular it was and just had to have them on the show. When the whole time, the record label, same owner, TV show, same owner, radio station, same owner, magazine, same owner, you know, award shows, same owners. So you thinking that these people are being elevated by their own successes when not, they being placed in front of us like a dish that's been poisoned, you know, and we eat it up.
Industry plants.
Right. Those things real.
Man. We're going to get canceled after this episode.
We ain't getting shit.
I love it.
We ain't getting shit.
Boy, I'm so glad we brought it on.
And I agree wholeheartedly. Like there's nothing you said that I can bat with. However, I will challenge the fact that while we can't affect society as a whole, I think that all three of us can be examples of affecting individuals,
right?
Which we have,
right?
And I think that's what pushes me to continue to try. And Ronnie, and why we love bringing people like you on, is to try to produce and promote that positivity, right? Like everybody on this episode right now has battled and been there, whether it be a product of not being given the information or choosing to listen to that devil and go the wrong way, and we've overcome it. And I always tell people, like, there are things that are designed to stop us. I'm not naive to say that. But also, our biggest critic, 95% of the time, is within our own self.
Oh, most definitely.
And as, like, you made a reference to it, and I'll probably butcher how you said it, but I really enjoyed how you said it. Once you get to that positivity of what you're doing, it's no longer just something you're doing. You have a responsibility to spread that.
Right.
And I think that's what our platform is trying to, we hold ourselves to, is
100%.
It's no longer just, like, we enjoy doing this. I love it. We talk about it all the time. It's our favorite moment.
Yeah, for sure.
But it's also become a responsibility that within me to, like, spread hope and say, like, I ain't gonna change everything. I'm not trying to act like I'm the most powerful person in the world or the face for anything. But if one person hears this shit and they're like, man, I relate to Percy. I'm in and out of jail. I'm ready to change. I've been given this second chance. Or if one person relates to Ronnie's really big on mental health stuff, because I'll air it out for him. He's had 6 suicide attempts that he talks openly about. And so, like, if one person, like, hears Ronnie's story and they're like, man, I've been at that dark place. It's not even been a thought. I've had the attempts and somehow I'm still here. And he talks about the covenant of God with God that he made, that it's no longer his life that he's living for. He made a covenant with God to pursue this. And somebody hears my story and they're like, man, I'm a spoiled little white kid from fucking, private school Baton Rouge who's been making dumb choices. Like, we can overcome those things.
Who grew up listening to Percy Keith music. Well, go ahead. I'm sorry.
I'm done.
He did, bro.
I'm done.
Bro, look, funny story, bro. Whenever I text him, I say, bro, we got him. He called me, bro. Who? I say, bro, we got Percy. Percy? Percy Keith? No, bro. My dog was lit up, bro. Bro, that's so dope. So
It's just cool, bro, because, like, to you, it was just what you were doing. But, like, to people, like, especially in Baton Rouge, like, man, when you were at the top of your, and I'm not when you were at the top of that game, right? Now you're at the top of, or not at the top because you always want more, so I'm not gonna put you at the top, but you striving for the top of this personal fitness game. Like, man, it was a banger that you just rode around with in the car, man. And so, like, to see this side of you, because, like, at that point you're just like, oh, he's a musician, right? I don't know all the ins and outs. An artist,
musician, play instruments. I got you.
I appreciate you.
Yes, sir.
Teamwork make the dream work.
Yeah.
But, like, to, like, be able to sit down and get this side of you and hear the passion in which you speak, it's been a privilege for me. So I appreciate you coming.
Yeah,
Appreciate
and
it,
and like you said it to your own point, like you was a victim of that indirectly, right? Whether you know it or not, people looked at what you did. It was like, Percy doing it, like, it's cool. Which I'm gonna hammer it again. This is exactly why we wanted to have you on the platform, because now they need to see what Percy doing over here.
This is the cool shit.
This the cool, yeah, to us now. Like, this the cool stuff.
Right.
Like, your live, I would let my kids watch. You know what I'm saying? Like, if that make you feel good in a type of way. Like, and you don't hear about it.
Right.
We could go read and look at, you could Google your name right now, bro. The first thing pop up is a negative moment in your life.
Right.
Not all the positive stuff you've been doing for however long you've been doing it. And so that's the narrative we trying to break, man.
That's what we produce.
Yeah,
that's
for
what
sure.
we put out there.
For sure, bro. So you got, what's the name of your landscaping company?
Vessel Services.
Vessel, okay. And so are you taking residential clients?
I am.
Okay, so you're not too big for them.
No, no, indeed. That's what I love, man. I love doing residential. I prefer to do that. Friends of mine who do landscaping too, they think I'm tripping, but I tell them, like, man, there's nothing more satisfying than looking at a house that look beat up just because they grass out of whack, and you spend an hour on it, and it's something totally different. And then on the flip side, like, the grass, when it grow back, you're gonna have to come back, man.
Yeah.
I know somebody that got buku sober living houses that probably could use a good launch.
Yeah, man, ain't nothing more therapeutic than putting them headphones on, cranking that weed up, and just going for like 30 to 45 minutes. Like, it's therapeutic.
That's how our relationship started.
We started. He used to make me cut his grass.
I didn't make you do nothing, bro.
I didn't make you do shit,
bro.
He would be inside and making that shit. I'm outside. One time I'm cutting his grass, bro. The grass was too high.
He's so fucked up, man.
Grass too high, bro. I'm cutting his grass one time. I'm tired, bro. He had me cut like 10 yards that day. I'm woe out. So my mouth open, bro. Waiting, eating. I don't know why my mouth was open, bro. Dog shit.
It done happened to me before.
All in my mouth.
See?
It done
All
happened
in
to
my
me.
face.
It happened to the best of us.
Yeah.
Man.
So where can they find
That's what I was about to
your lawn and landscape company, and then B, where can they find your social media at?
Anybody can contact me about anything at official Percy K. That's my handle on everything.
Okay.
From Twitter to TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube.
You know you made it when you got to use official.
Official.
I never did promote my landscaping business on social media though. This is the first time it's gonna be, really spoken about. And the reason why is because I know like how people is on the internet. They'll call you, they have some information on you, and have you pull up at their house, and they ain't got no lawn. They got just driveway.
They just want an autograph.
They just want to, just fuck with you to see. Like I had a guy hit me up saying he wanted to work, So I hit him up, and I like, man, what type of work you do? He like, man, to be honest with you, I ain't much think you was gonna hit back. I was just trying to see. And I was like, damn, like, I'm looking for somebody to employ. Like,
Right.
what
So you looking for work still right now? You looking for a helper?
Not really. It's I enjoy working by myself. I got a guy who I'm training right now. He's been having some problems in and out of jail. And this is his first time having a job, and I'm trying to teach him, how to do a professional
See what
job.
I'm saying, bro?
Right.
Walking in your purpose.
Let's highlight that shit.
Yeah.
Let's highlight that one.
Put that on the news.
Let's
bro.
highlight that
I'm
one.
gonna reach out to some of my news friends, bro. We're gonna have to get this out there, bro. We gonna have to.
I never really tripped on that because I understand the psychology of people. You know what I'm saying? Who don't really feel too good about themselves. You know, they need something to distract themselves from, you know, looking from within. You know, these are the people who they know if they reflect on who they are, they not gonna like what they see.
100%.
And they know this, and this is what's in the back of their mind. I don't like who I am. I don't like who I am. They're speaking to them on a subconscious level. So anytime they get away for to point their finger and project that, they do it. And I feel like I'm strong enough to handle, you know, people pointing their finger and using me for that. I know who I am. The people in my life, they know who I am. You know, people who, you know, they okay with themselves, they see what I do. You know, I don't need the hand clap. I just, you know, just want to keep living and keep doing what I'm doing.
Yeah, man, that's
Speak
so
to my
fire,
soul.
bro. God got his hands all over you. I'm telling y'all, bro, if y'all want to feel good about yourself, go check my dude out on TikTok between 7 and 8 a.m. He usually go live every day. He probably going to get off at around 9. But I'm telling you, he going to make you feel so. I've never left your live and wasn't just like, man, I'm about to do
ready
it.
to run through
yeah,
a wall.
I'm telling you, I'm about to let's go. I'm about to go kill his set. You know what I'm talking about?
That's dope, man.
But man, keep doing what you're doing, bro.
Absolutely.
We definitely
Absolutely.
appreciate you having on, bro. And look, bro, he hit back quick too.
Yes, indeed,
Look,
man.
I was best eyeballing his live podcast, bro. Go with the podcast. He like, bro, damn, I'm coming, bro. Text me. Yeah, he's stopping, bro.
Yeah, man, I like doing this, man. I love doing
Yo,
it. Like,
yo.
I prefer to do this more than music, bro. Especially when I had the thought, I was like, damn, like, I done listened to some songs that I got stuck on that made me want to go get an 8-ball of crack and bust it down.
Yeah.
I done it. So I was like, man, like, what the hell have I done with my music? Like, what have I influenced? Like, what have I said that motivated somebody to go do something illegally? And it gave me a shaky feeling. I was like, man, like, and ever since then, I've been kind of hesitant about creating music. I haven't really spoken on this like this before, but people ask me, like, why don't you make music anymore? And I really want to tell them, like, man, because I feel like I'm preaching the wrong message, you know? And I know if I get on a song and I say, do the right thing, ain't nobody gonna hear that.
Yeah.
But if I, you know, put my tripod up and record myself speaking, it'll resonate more just because it's not in a song format.
Absolutely.
You know? So I'm gonna be inclined to do this type of activity every chance I get.
So one of your famous lyrics, I lived on that for like 15 years. And I'm going to paraphrase it a little bit just for the sensitive viewers. He said, all my women ratchet, like I ain't got no rent. So I made sure to keep the ratchetest around me at all times, bro. So I want to thank you for that.
You're welcome.
Oh man, look, Ronnie, it's your
I hate
least
this.
favorite time of the
I hate it when
episode.
we got to go, bro.
It's your least favorite time of the episode.
So look, man, y'all heard? Go ahead. I'm sorry, bro.
Oh, no, I was just, you know, it's the alley oop.
I just want to get it out the way, bro.
Alley oop it, baby.
So y'all heard my dude, man, at official Percy K, right? On all platforms. He got vessel lawn services. He don't like to promote it, but we did it. It's promoted. So you need
Don't
your
bother
grass
the man.
cut.
If you want your grass cut,
Yeah,
call him. If you don't,
serious inquiries only,
Be real.
please.
Please.
And as you heard, man, look, money don't make you happy or real, and being broke definitely don't make you happy or real. But doing something that serve your purpose, that is the true definition of rich.
Absolutely.
And we strive every day to be that. Also, if you or someone you know is struggling with drug or alcohol abuse, mental health
DM.
struggles, hit the DM. Built by the Red Stick on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. Michael Axelrod Oakley on Facebook. Ronnie Leduff on Facebook. My number all over my Facebook. So give me a call, give me a text. We're going to get you the help you need. We love y'all. We see y'all. Subscribers, keep running them up. The likes, we love it. The shares, we love it. And as always, we'll be back at the same time, at the same place, with the same producer. Built by the Red Stick, baby. Built by adversity, led by courage.
we love y'all.